What's up, YouTube? My name's Zane, and I'm bringing you some replays and a deck profile of the Thunder Dragon Grasslick Screener deck that we reached Plat 1 with on stream recently. This first duel we open insane. Obviously, this is probably the best 5 cards that you could draw. So, slow it down. He summoned the Magical Musketeer, which he can activate the spell and traps from hand. So to play around the counter trap, we drew another Grasslick Screener for turn, which is really good, obviously. So we activate this to force the negate if he has the counter trap, which he did. So he negates our Grasslick Screener, but Grasslick Screener is not once per turn. You can just activate another one. So that's what we do. We activate another one. After he searches another trap. So we mill a bunch of cards, and what we milled here was insane. We milled 3 snows. We also milled a dragon roar to be able to banish with the snow to trigger its effect. So the card that he searched, the trap card that he searched, is Magical Musket Dancing Needle, which is basically a triple DD Crow. He can banish 3 cards from our graveyard, so that's definitely really good against our deck, obviously. But we milled 3 snows, and also snow can chain to itself, so if he does activate this on our snow, when we activate it, we can chain, as you'll see. So we summon the Dark Beckoning Beast, which this card's a 1-card Curious, and he activates this in response, and he targets our snow, all 3 of our snows. So we chain 2 snows from the graveyard, and banish the Dragon Dark and the Dragon Roar. So we summon both snows, and what the snow is also going to do is flip the Casper face down, so he can't activate any more spell or traps from the hand. So we'll activate our Roar, our Dark, and we'll also activate both snow effects. We're going to activate both to flip in case he has something to negate one of them. That way this just ensures that we flip this face down. So he chains the Magical Musket Desperado, which basically could just pop a card on the field. So he pops our Dark Beckoning Beast, which is fine. We don't really care. We're about to set up so much. We have Reasoning, we have Foolish, we have Desires. This can also summon from Grave, and the Hawk can summon. So we Reasoning, we summon Ash Blossom, and he just scoops, like, because we're gonna do so much there. We could make Needle Fiber, we could do anything and just kill him. So let's get into this next replay. That replay was pretty good. We opened an insanely good hand. That just shows, like, best case scenario. Like, pretty much if you open a lot of spells in your hand in this deck, like, you're gonna be able to play through almost anything. So this game we didn't open grass, so it's a good example of how to play without grass. We activate Thunder Dragon. He Ash Blossoms, which, one thing about this, I don't really like Ash Blossoming a Thunder Dragon. If my opponent activates Thunder Dragon, I like to wait on, like, maybe a Dragon Dark or a Dragon Roar effect if they're playing Thunder Dragon. Or, like, if I'm playing 60 cards, it's pretty obvious I'm playing Grasslick Screener, so maybe wait on that too. I don't think it's optimal there to use it, but he ends up using it on our Thunder Dragon, which we're fine with. So we'll go ahead and activate Allure Darkness. We hit a Dragon Dark and another Allure, which is crazy good, because we can search a Roar and then activate the Allure, draw 2 more cards, and then the Roar will banish and be able to summon. And since we activated the Thunder Dragon, it wasn't negated, it was just the effect was negated, the activation wasn't negated, we can still summon Colossus. So we activate Desires, we draw into another Danger and a Hawk, and then we activate our other Allure here. So we're able to draw a lot of cards, activate Desires and 3 Allure Darkness, so getting a lot of cards. We summon the Solitaire, summon the Unizombie from deck. Unizombie target itself to send Mizuki to the grave, which is why this card's so good, because if you open Solitaire, it's a 1-card level 8 Synchro, which you'll see that's what we're about to go into here. We Mizuki to summon back the Solitaire, and then we Synchro summon the Chaos Ruler, which Chaos Ruler excavates 5 cards, and then you add 1 lighter dark to your hand. But he activates Impermanence, which is fine. So now he's used 2 hand traps, keep in mind, and we're still able to continue here. So then we activate Jackalope, and it hits the Mizuki, which is pretty good. We draw another Danger. We Mizuki, summon back the Unizombie. We're just gonna hard go into a Appaloosa here. What we could have done also is we could have made Halka Fibrax with the Unizombie and another one of the monsters, and then summon a tuner from deck, and then make a 3-material Appaloosa with leaving one of the monsters on the field. But since we have the Hawk, it doesn't really matter, but that might have been a better play. So we Hawk to summon back the Roar, and then summon Colossus. Then we activate Tsuchinoko. We're going to make Union Carrier to equip the Dragon Buster here, but he ends up just scooping. So that just is a good example of how to play through hand traps with the deck. And we did, and especially when you don't open Grasslook Screener, like we resolved a couple of Allure of Darkness and stuff, but the spell cards are definitely the power cards in this deck. So we'll get into this last replay. The last replay, this is just a good example of what Yazi can do in the deck. So we'll get into this. So we open pretty average hand, not too bad, but we're going second. He's playing Pendulum. He doesn't play Pendulum very optimally here. He definitely could have made a better play than he ends up making, but this is just a really good example of what Yazi and Miramare can do. So I thought I'd show it off. I'll just fast forward through his play. He doesn't even make a negate, so he definitely could have done way more if he played it optimally. So set the desires, we'll activate a danger, draw a card, then we'll Destrudo, target the danger. Then that makes a level 7 synchro, which is Yazi. And Yazi, what its effect is you could target one Ying-Zing monster you control and one card your opponent controls and destroy them. So you target itself and whatever to pop them. And then when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon a worm monster from your deck. So we're going to pop his monster, and then Yazi's going to trigger. He uses a Chronograph Sorcerer, which doesn't matter. It's just a summon. Just to block some attacks or something. But the Yazi's going to summon the Miramare. And we use Desires after we use the Yazi. That way we don't banish the Miramare off Desires before we are able to do that. But then the Miramare, what its effect is you can special summon a level 1 token 3 times per turn. Thrice per turn. That's what it says. So we'll summon 3 tokens. And what this allows us to do is like link climb into access code, or we can make... Miramare is also a tuner, so we can make Halka Fibrax, which is what we do here. So Halka Fibrax and then summon a guy and make Nightmare Unicorn. We're just climbing into access code here. So we're gonna activate Hawk, we'll get our guy back. And then this is gonna make access code. That'll trigger our Roar. Roar will summon from deck. And this is just going to be game. We're going to summon Dark from the deck with Roar. And then we're going to synchro with the Dark and the Unizombie for Chaos Ruler. And that's 8,300 damage right there. So I just wanted to show you guys that. That's like a really good example of what Miramare can do. So like really we didn't use very many cards there. We just were able to summon Miramare because we had Destrudo. Destrudo can summon itself back from the grave or the hand to make a level 7 synchro. So yeah, we'll just end up attacking here. Go ahead and fast forward through this. We'll just attack for game. But obviously the Pendulum player could have done a lot more there, but I just really wanted to show that to show off the Miramare. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. Alright, so for the deck profile, we're playing 60 cards, obviously, because we're playing a Grasslook Screener deck. But there's a lot of different ways you can play this deck, but I'll go over what I'm playing, then I'll talk about the other options that you can play in the deck as well. But for hand traps, we're playing 3 Maxi, 2 Gamma, and 1 Ash. That's all the hand traps that I'm playing. You don't really want to play a lot of hand traps because, first of all, your odds in a 60 card deck of opening hand traps are lower. But also, you want to play as many combo cards as you can in this deck because you need a lot of combo pieces to get going. So for the deck profile, we play 1 Dragon Buster for the Union Carrier combo to equip to Colossus. It's crazy. Just like we did in the pure Thunder Dragon, but it's extra crazy because you can usually end on a lot more interruptions in this deck. We play 1 Chaos Summoning Beast, 2 Dark Beckoning Beasts, and 3 Opening the Spirit Gates. These are the Sacred Beast engine that we're playing. Basically, if you open this or you open this, it's a 1-card Curious because you normal summon the Beckoning Beast, search this, or this searches the Beckoning Beast, whichever way, and then you search the Chaos Summoning Beast, and then Dark Beckoning Beast lets you summon the Chaos Summoning Beast from your hand. And then you can turn the Chaos Summoning Beast into a Link Kuriboh, and then the continuous spell Spirit Gates can summon the Chaos Summoning Beast back from the graveyard, and then you turn the Chaos Summoning Beast into Relinquished Anima, and that's 3 dark monsters with different types. So then you can go into Curious, which is an insanely good card. It if it's Link summoned, you can send 1 card from your deck to your graveyard, so you pick any card. Usually it's going to be Snow, but sometimes it'll be like a Dragon Roar if you already have access to Snow, or occasionally a Mizuki. And going second, sometimes you'll get Destrudo to be able to make the Yazi play. But yeah, so that's why we play the Sacred Beast engine, just because it's a 1-card Curious. Then for the Zombie engine, we play 2 Unizombie, 3 Solitaire. You want to open the Solitaire. You don't really want to open the Unizombie, but you want to just summon the Unizombie with the Solitaire, because then that's your 1-card level 8 Synchro. We play the 2 Mizuki and the 1 Spirit Master to go with it. Spirit Master's good because when it's banished, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. So like on your opponent's turn, you'll summon Snow and by banishing the Spirit Master, and you'll be able to flip a monster face down with Snow's effect, and you'll also be able to pop a face-up card. So that's why we play it. It's just generically good in this deck. And so for the Danger engine, we play 3 Tsuchinoko, 3 Nessie, 2 Jackalope, and 1 Mothman. Mothman's kind of just there for level 4. Sometimes level 4 comes up, but it's also not a bad one. If you hit it off its effect, you draw 1 and discard 1. So that's for the Danger engine. Then we play the 3 Snow. This is like the focal point of the deck. This card's so insanely good, especially in this deck because we have so many ways to fill up our graveyard. It's just insane because you can banish the Thunder Dragon cards, get their effects. You can banish the Spirit Master, but also just like it's an insane interruption on your opponent's turn. So for the Thunder Dragon engine, we play 3 Thunder Dragon, 2 Dark, 2 Roar, and 1 Hawk. That's it, just a minimal amount. You want to put these in the graveyard to be able to banish with the Snow. That's like the main reason why you play them, and then go into a Colossus on your first turn, because Colossus is obviously Colossus. It's insanely powerful. We play the 1 Miramare for the Yazi play, which, as you saw in the replay, is really strong. The 2 Destrudo, mainly just to make Yazi, but it's also just a good generic mill off of grass or whatever. It's a good card to discard, but it's also like a dark that can make Curious as well sometimes, so that comes up. And for spells, we play 1 Foolish Burial, 3 Reasoning, 3 Allure Darkness, 3 Pot of Desires, 3 Grasslick Screener. This card is bananas. 3 Opening the Spirit Gate, as I was talking about for the Sacred Beast engine, and then 2 Call by the Grave just to help beat Maxi. That's the same reason why we play the 1 Ash Blossom. It's not really there for the hand trap and the Gamma. They're there more to like stop Maxi or stop a Ash Blossom on your Grasslick Screener. But obviously they can work as hand traps going second too, but that's the main reason why we play those. So for the extra deck, 1 Colossus, 1 Yazi, 1 Chaos Ruler. You can also play Psyframe Lord Omega as well. That would be the 16th card I play to either make with a Gamma, but also you can hard make it to shuffle a card in your graveyard back into the deck. So like a Miramare, for example, because Yazi can only summon from the deck. So yeah, that's an option as well. But then we play the Link Kuriboh and the Anima. That's for the Sacred Beast engine. We also play Halka Fibrax. This card's really insane. You can make it with the Miramare. You can also make it with Unizombie, which there's a lot of ways to get to both of those cards. So then we also play Nightmare Phoenix, just generic back row Link 2 pop a card. Masquerena, this card's really good on your turn 1 because you can make this and then like you summon your Snow and then you can link with the Snow and the Masquerena to make a Nightmare Unicorn to disrupt your opponent, and then use the Snow again potentially if you have enough cards in your graveyard. So this card's just good to go on your turn 1. Union Carrier for the Colossus combo to equip the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. It's an insane combo. It's super easy to do in this deck too. Curious, this is probably the most important card in the extra deck. It gets you started pretty easily. We already went over what it does, but basically it and also when a card's sent from the deck to the graveyard, you send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. So you'll send whatever card you choose, and then you'll mill 3. But then you can link with this and one other monster, usually to make an Appaloosa, like a 2-material Appaloosa, to protect you from Nibiru or whatever, and then you can keep playing. Trisbania is nuts, because you can, if a monster is special summoned to one of its arrows, you can banish all spell and traps on the field and inflict 500 damage for each. So there's a lot of ways to do this. Like you can potentially make this with the IP Masquerena on your opponent's turn and then summon a Snow to its zone. The downside is it does banish the monster that's summoned to the arrow, but against the right deck, it doesn't matter. Like against Eldritch, you can banish all their spell and traps, which is just crazy good. And then Unicorn, you discard a card, shuffle a card in the field. It's also good for link climbing into access code. Saryuja, you don't make this a ton, but a lot of times if you like summon a bunch of dangers and then you don't have like don't have access to a Thunder Dragon card yet, you can go into Saryuja, because when you use 4 materials, you can draw 4 cards and put 3 back. So it might get you to the Thunder Dragons, and then you can also special summon a monster from your hand. So like say you draw into Thunder Dragon, you can pitch it, search another Thunder Dragon, and then summon it with the Saryuja and make Colossus. So that's why we play that. Then the Appaloosa, you make this almost every turn 1. Really good card. And then access code, it's just attacking for game, popping cards or attacking over stuff that's big. So yeah, that's why we play that. But as far as options for what else we could play in the deck, you could play like the Chaos Dragons, like the Wyverburster and the Black Dragon Collapser, along with Chaos Space and like a Levianeer. That's one route to go. And you can also add like a Lightsworn engine with Charge of the Light Brigade, Solar Recharge, and Wolves and stuff. That gives you like the Baby Chaos Dragons give you more extenders, and the Lightsworns give you more starters, but they also give you more bricks if you're playing like the Wolves and stuff. So it's kind of like debatable which one's better. I like the Sacred Beast engine. It is a normal summon, but it's a 1-card Curious, whereas like the Lightsworns, you got to like get there, like hopefully mill the right cards. But I think they're both good. Like the Lightsworns can be insane as well. Like play like Raiden, and you maybe even play Lumina, but at least Raiden and Wolf, along with Charge of the Light Brigade and maybe Solar Recharge. But yeah, that's the deck profile. It's an insanely fun deck. It's super expensive, obviously, because the 13 out of 15 extra deck cards are URs, and there's several URs in the main deck too. We just made a new account. That's what I've been doing for like every deck. I'll just make a new account and then build the deck with all the free gems you get, and then play it, get it to Plat 1. It's a lot of fun. That's what we've been doing on stream, at least. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. If you have any questions, just comment below. I read every comment. I reply to any questions. So make sure to comment. But I stream 4 to 5 times a week, around 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next deck we're going to be playing is DDD, if you guys want to see that on stream. So make sure to check me out there. I stream here on YouTube. So yeah, so make sure you're subscribed. I also join my Discord, links in the description. I interact with everybody there. It's a fun time. But yeah, I appreciate everybody watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.